G, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes, this is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
What do you call a man with no shins?
A man with no shins. I don't know, tell me.
Tony.
Tony. Connected, yes, Tony. Very good. Tony. Cookie daddy like it, that's why.
Hey, Don. Will Smith. Will Smith. authenticate it and give it back to you.
I gotta give it to Walker.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, Carol. Really? There's no sound on the William Shatner thing? Oh, that's messed up. How come there was no sound there? Shit. Sorry. Well, you saw the graphic anyway. And we're saying happy birthday, Carol. I don't know what just happened there. Welcome to the Knock 'em Day. See, that pisses me off. So I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood, and I'm going to explain it to you in a second. I can't hear. My left ear is not right. Yeah, I know. You guys, yes, thank you for letting me know there's no sound. I appreciate it. But it was wishing happy birthday to Carol Miner. Today is her birthday. Carol, one of the greatest people I know, a wonderful friend, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, who I've known, I think, my whole life. I don't remember not knowing Carol, to be honest with you. What the hell is that? So, happy birthday, Carol Miner. You're a nut, she says. Thank you. Did you see the video with no sound? Should I try to get it working again? I don't know if I'm going to bother. But it was pretty good. You know, if you just go on YouTube and type in "Happy Birthday, Carol," the William Shatner thing is only like 2 or 3 down, so you'll see it. It's funny. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show, everybody, here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Please do all that social media stuff. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Facebook page, and do all that social media stuff. Share the link on all your socials so that everybody sees this show. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, I'm not in a good mood, and I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain to you what is going on here. So yeah, not having sound on that video, that definitely puts me in, doesn't help my mood. Everybody's wishing happy birthday to Carol. Very nice. She saw the video with no sound. All right. Well, at least you saw that. I mean, it said happy birthday Carol in the background. I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't working. Everything looked good here. I don't know. So I got a lot going on. So I'm going to do a lot of complaining today. So bear with me. First off, I feel really bad because we had to push back our guest yet again. A comedian by the name of D-Man. The D-Man, Dan Schreiber. Kind of a new comedian on the scene here on Long Island. He was supposed to be with us last week, and if you recall, I was having all sorts of technical difficulties, so the show never happened. Now, I've met the D-Man, and he was actually here last week waiting to go on with us, but I've never seen his act. Tyler has seen his act. Tyler has taken a class with him, and Jeff has seen his act. So I thought it would be best to have at least one of them here with us today when the D-Man comes in. Tyler informed me yesterday that it looked like he had to work today, and Jeff was dealing with a family issue, so he canceled on me this morning. All good reasons. I have no problem with that, but it did mean that I asked the D-Man to give us yet another week before he comes in, because, like I said, I just thought it would be best to have them in here. They know him. They've seen his act, and I just thought it would be best. So our apologies to the D-Man. And he's going to be here next Monday no matter what. If the show is happening, if we don't have any technical difficulties, then he'll be here. And if it's just me and him, just me and him. I'm giving another week. Carol says, thanks, everyone. Took the day off to enjoy the sunshine today. Thankful no tornadoes last night, just sirens. Glad to be back home. Yeah, Carol had quite the week last week, and apparently was dealing with tornado warnings. What was it? 60-mile-an-hour winds or 80-mile-an-hour winds? I forget what you said. I saw what you posted on Facebook. So, yeah, but glad everything is okay. Glad the sun is out, and you're enjoying yourself after a rough week. The sun is not out here, which is part of another thing I need to complain about. I don't complain about the weather. I don't care about the snow. You know, if it snows, you're snowed in for a day or two, big deal. You know, and then you clean it up. Rain usually doesn't bother me either. However, it just seems for the past few weeks, we've had rain on weekends and nice weather during the week, which is aggravating. And I'll tell you why. I have a daughter. She is on the autistic spectrum. She goes to a day hab during the week. I'm in here during the week. Her mother works during the week. So she's been wanting to go to Adventureland with her parents, or at least her mother, on a Saturday or a Friday. Now, all right, so I'll finish. I'll continue, then I'll. So she has a basketball program that she goes to on Friday nights. Saturday mornings, we have a bowling program that she's in. And then the rest of the day is pretty open. Last weekend, they were saying rain for Saturday. And so she decided to skip a week of basketball and go to Adventureland. No big deal. You know, basketball runs from September to June, like a school calendar, basically. So we're like, screw it. You can take a week off once in a while. So Lisa and Sammy go to Adventureland last Friday. Not this past Friday, the Friday before. So they go there. They get there around 6:30 because Sammy likes to go there when it's, like in the evening hours. They get there at 6:30. They go and they grab some dinner there. And then they start hitting the rides probably, like 7, anywhere between 7 and 7:30. Sammy gets 2 rides in, and the announcement comes up that it's time to close. The place, for some reason, was closing at 8 o'clock, and they didn't know it. So Sammy was pretty upset. And that Saturday, it sure did. It rained. So this past Friday, I was working. Oh, and it rained. It rained Friday and Saturday, so we couldn't get Adventureland in then either. So she was pissed about that. So also on Saturday, oh, you know what? Am I getting that wrong? No, you know what? I am getting that wrong. It was this past Friday. They did go to Adventureland this past Friday. Yeah, and they went this past Friday, and they closed at 8. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm getting my time on wrong. So that was Friday night. That was the start of her weekend, Sammy's weekend. She skipped basketball, went to Adventureland, I think it was raining a little bit. Maybe that's why they closed at 8. So they closed early. Sammy was upset. She goes to bowling. Now, her team at bowling, the past 5 years, they've placed in the top. Actually, yeah, in the past 5 years, I think they've placed in the top 3 teams in her league every year. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 of those years was first place. So they work hard. And her especially, she tries very hard at bowling. She loves bowling. She has a 150 average, which is good for anybody, special needs or not. But this year has been a little bit of an off year, and they are in 4th place going into this past Saturday. This past Saturday, they play the first place team, and they get their asses kicked. No, not the first place team, Sammy's team. They get their asses kicked. Sammy bowled, I think, a 97 the first game, and then I think 115 the second game. I mean, she just had an off week. and the last day of bowling is next week. So they bowled horribly. May have even knocked themselves down to 6th place because they bowled so bad. and if they're going to come back at all next week, well, one of her teammates has informed us that he will not be there, which is a bad thing. So that was her Saturday. And then it rained Saturday, so we couldn't go to Adventureland. And then yesterday, on Sundays, she plays in a baseball league. So it rained Saturday, but it ended Saturday night. The rain stopped. And there was no rain overnight. And the game was in a town called Comac, which is about a half hour from where we live. So we get up early. We leave the house early. I'm one of the coaches, so I like to get there early. I think it's important to have a coach there when the team arrives. Game time is 11. It's 10:35. We're about 2 minutes away from this field when I get the call that the game is canceled because the fields are flooded. So I go, thanks for letting me know. We're only 2 minutes away. I'm like, who the hell tells people 20 minutes before a game that it's not happening? If it rained all night, then I would probably hesitate leaving the house, or I would probably contact people and say, hey, anybody know what's going on? I personally think the guy who called me, who got who found out about it, I'm guessing either he found out he got a call earlier and didn't check his voicemail, or the team that was hosting, just got there late, which I find hard to believe. Somebody dropped the ball. So we had to turn around and go home. And then it just it did rain off and on a little bit yesterday. It wasn't a good day to go to Adventureland. So she did not have a good weekend. And I know this stuff may sound petty, but when you're on the spectrum, these are the important things, which sometimes I think they got it right. We should be learning from them. These are the important things. Enjoying yourself, enjoying your time with your family. And she doesn't ask for much. She really doesn't. She like you ask her what she wants for her birthday, she'll give you maybe a handful of items that maybe cost $50 total. Like she's very easy. And friend her, I said easy. Take it easy. Calm down. So it was a bad weekend, which puts me in a bad weekend. However, I have other reasons too. Like I said, we had to reschedule our guest, which I hate doing. Plus the fact it's the second week in a row that we're delaying him. So again, my apologies to D-Man. But I'm also having issues with other guests. The other day, last week, I was telling you guys we have a singer joining us this coming Thursday. We do the music thing every Thursday. And I had managed to get a hold of a gentleman who replaced Phil Collins in the band as the lead singer of the band Genesis. You guys remember Genesis? Land of Confusion, That's All, Abacab, Illegal Alien. invisible touch, turn it on again, follow you, follow me, no reply at all. I can go on. Well, I emailed the gentleman asking him to come on the show. In no time at all, I heard back from him saying he'd love to do it. I was like, oh, great. And he said, all right. And when I first emailed him, I said either June, what was last Thursday? Whatever last Thursday was, this past Thursday, June 5th. Either June 5th or June 12th. He writes back, hey, Tony, would love to do it. Send me a possible date. I'm like, what the fuck? I already did that. But I wrote to him again. And I said, all right. And I took out June 5th because I think I already had it set up with Frank that he's just going to come in and play himself. So I wrote the gentleman back and I said, June 12th. I haven't heard back. And I emailed him again. I still haven't heard back. So I don't know what's going on. In the meantime, so I'm kind of mad at that guy, Ray Wilson, formerly of the band Genesis. So in the meantime, I had reached out a while ago. A while ago to a gentleman about coming on the show sometime. I'm a fan of this man's work. And this was actually a few years ago. And he actually said he would love to do it. I was like, okay, cool. Sent him some possible dates. Never heard back. I was like, okay, that's a little odd. But once in a while on Facebook, we're friends on Facebook, and once in a while he does actually, comment on my stuff, and we've had some correspondence. So I wrote to him again, maybe a month or two ago, taking a chance again to see if I can get him on the show. So, yeah, I wrote to him a month or two ago, and sure enough, I think it was this past Friday, I get a response saying, "Yeah, I would love to do it." I'm like, "Okay." So I was like, "Screw it. Maybe we've done it once or twice where we just skip the music part of the Thursday show." So I said, I figured, all right, maybe I'll try for this Thursday. So I asked him about this Thursday. I go, how's this Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? He writes back, sure, I would love to do it at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Now, that was Saturday. So I wrote back to him. I said, no, I'm sorry to be a pain. I said, but I asked for 11:30 Eastern. I said, if that's a problem, please let me know. I said, I don't mean to be a pain. And I haven't heard back. Now, I'm not ready to stop liking this man because it's only been 2 days. But I'm still hoping to hear back from him, and I'm hoping to do the show with him this Thursday. I'm talking about Bill Smitrovich. You may not know that name, but if you're looking at your screen right now, you'll see his picture right next to me there. Bill Smitrovich. This guy has been in everything. If you're around my age, you probably would know him best for playing the father on Life Goes On. Remember that? Him and Patty Lupone were the parents of a boy with Down syndrome. Corky. Corky is a Long Islander, by the way. But anyway, that's what that's about. So I'm waiting to hear back from Bill Smitrovich. Again, he's been in everything. One of my favorite actors, actually, believe it or not. I think the man is fantastic, and would love to have the opportunity to talk to him. So that's that, and then there's something else, and I'm a little hesitant to bring up, but I'm gonna bring it up. I don't know what I did to this man. This past Friday, you saw Jackie the Joke Man. Martling was on Coffee with the Dog, which is on here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast every morning at 9 a.m. before we come on. Jackie is a regular on that show. Jackie used to be a regular on this show. And I don't know what it is, but no matter what I do, I can't get him in here. You guys may recall a few years ago, Jackie used to come in quite often. And we even did it sometimes on the air, but mostly off the air. We would discuss the possibilities of him doing something in here, doing shows in the club. He had some ideas for, doing some things. And we spent a lot of time with him off the air, and spent a lot of money on him, paying for food to have meetings with him to discuss what we'd like to do. He then took one of his ideas and went to a different studio. Which is totally fine. I don't have an issue with that, but what I did have an issue with was the fact he didn't tell us. He didn't even give us a clue that he was just accepting our money, our free lunches, so to speak, while planning, to do it somewhere else. So, at the time, now, there's a reason I'm bringing all this up. I don't mean to rehash old stuff because we did eventually get past it, but at the time we were kind of upset. Matt Napo, who would have him on after that, would try to stir things up a little bit, stir the pot. So Matt, if you get wind of this, you'll definitely have some fun with this. So we really weren't talking to him for a while. This is when Sally was still here. Me and Sally really weren't talking to him for a while. Sally actually took it a lot harder than I did. She actually, because she spent a little bit more time with him actually than I did. She actually took him. He was doing a stand-up show in Pennsylvania, and she actually drove him, and it was like his merch handler for the night, and just took care of him. I think Sally's one of those people that she doesn't really. There's really no in between. She either likes you or she hates you. Like she dives all in. So I think she just took it really hard, and she felt betrayed. And then I got mad because then Hershey and the Keegs had Jackie on one night. And we still weren't really talking with Jackie at the time. And he came in here and he was a real dick to Sally. I'm just saying it flat out. He was a real dick to Sally, and I should have stepped in. I wasn't here, but when it happened, I should have stepped in. And then I saw him at an event here at the club. Him and his lovely girlfriend Barbara was here. Barbara is absolutely wonderful. Love her. And I was standing with some people, and he came walking by, and he started saying hi to everybody, that I was with. So I figured, all right, if he says hi to me, I'll just be cordial and say hi back. So he did. He grabbed my hand, he shook it, but then he looks at me, he goes, "So, still not talking to me?" So I looked right at him. I said, "Are we going to do this here in front of everybody now?" And I don't know. I don't remember what he said, but he eventually moved on. So at first I was pissed, but then as the night was going on, I was like, maybe. And this was after. At this point, this was after Sally and I had split up. So I was thinking, all right, maybe it is time to just let it go. So as he was leaving that night, I went to him and Barbara and I said, "Hey," I just wanted to say goodnight to you guys and, let you know, hey, look, I don't know what you want to do here. I don't know if you ever do want to talk. And it was actually Barbara. She kind of mediated. It was like a spur of the moment mediation thing where she just had a lot of nice things to say. And she was saying that that Jackie loves us and doesn't want this. I said okay, and we talked for a few minutes, and we seemed to be okay. And Jackie's been back. He's been back on the show since, and it seemed like everything was okay. And he has this show with Peter Bales on another studio. And they came to me saying that they would, like Matt Napo goes live every morning, Coffee with the Dog. You can see it here, but you can also see it on his own channel. So Jackie and Peter came to me basically asking the same thing. Hey, we post our show on this channel. Can we post it with, would you guys post it too? I said, yeah, I would love to do that. I do. I love Jackie and Peter. So I really had no problem with it. doesn't, to have, it's weird. To me, it's kind of a weird thing to have the same show on two different YouTube channels. But you just hope that, it just exposes the show and the station to people who might not normally be aware of it. So I figured it doesn't cost anything to do it because we're not even doing it. We're just posting it. Matt Napo does his show from his own home. Peter and Jackie were doing it somewhere else. So I started posting their show here, and it was getting a decent response. And then that kind of opened the door with the studio they were doing their show from. I know the guy that runs it. So he seemed open to doing something, so we had a few meetings. The guy that owns the studio, I had a meeting with him, and we were just kind of brainstorming a little bit, trying to figure out maybe, merging somehow. And that was, might have been last summer, the last meeting I had with them. So I let the summer go. A lot of people, aren't really conducting a lot of business over the summer. But then during the fall, I was like, started wondering what was happening. And then they stopped sending me shows to post. So it was probably, I think, like 2 months ago, I reached out to the guy who runs the studio. I said, "Hey, send me more. I don't have anything." He said, "I'm not running that studio anymore." I'm like, oh. Peter, I saw Peter here at the club one day. He actually said something about, yeah, we're not sure what's going on over there. I wouldn't mind discussing the possibility of bringing the show here. I said, well, I would personally love that. And I do. I love Peter and Jackie and definitely would have worked out a deal. I personally think their show belongs here because, they both have so much history with this club. Well, I didn't hear. So I've tried to get Jackie in here since. He won't do it. I don't know why. And I just found out last week that they took their show to a different station, which is fine. Again, they took it to Donna Drake's station. I love Donna Drake. She's one of my favorite people. But it's just the fact that I feel used again. They didn't say anything to me. They didn't have the decency to call me up and say, look, for whatever reason, we're not going to bring the show there. We're going to go over to Donna's place. I would have, I'm sure they would have explained it, and I would have been cool with it. Good luck. Thanks for letting me know. But nobody says a word. I was playing their show on this station. I was supporting these guys. I asked Jackie and Peter, I asked Jackie more, but Peter too. I try to get them in here regularly. I ask them regularly to come in here. I have a great time when they're in here. I thought it was odd that these guys didn't have the decency to just at least call me up and say, hey, look, we're not bringing the show there for this such and such reason. Jackie's playing the freaking one of Governor's clubs this Saturday. I don't know. I just feel like I feel duped again by Jackie. Second time. And I hate to say it because I do. I love those guys. But I don't think I'm going to ask them back in here. Especially Jackie. Because I feel he duped me a second time. He keeps saying no to coming in here, but, and it's fine. I'm not saying he should come in here and not go to Napo. But he did Napo's show this past Friday. It just pisses me off when I see guys say no to me, but then they just seem to be always available to do certain other shows. I'm not saying don't do those shows. I'm saying just come here too. It's just the fact, too, that I don't know what I did. I don't know what the problem is. I don't even know if I did do anything. Do they have an issue with the club? Did they just... I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't just sit down with me to see what we have to offer. Again, when they have so much history with this club. It bothered me. It bothered me quite a bit. Because I do consider these guys friends. So yeah, I was definitely let down. I don't know. What do you think? Am I being petty? Am I being a pussy? What do you think? Should I don't know. I deserve a phone call at least, right? I don't know. All right, let me read some comments, see what's going on with you guys. William Shatner and the USS can't hear shit. Sorry. Mickey, that's why you look at the website. I have no idea what that means. Oh, to find out if the Adventureland is open? Adventureland is no bigger than Costco up the block. Can't they just put a roof on it? Yeah, right. Happy birthday. Carol says, Mickey, did you look at the forecast? They looked and saw the place was open. When there's shitty weather, check the fartcast. Breaking up bad. Going, oh, really? Still? I thought I... See, that put me in a bad mood, too. Every time I think I fix it, and every time I think it's fixed, and then I don't even see it. I don't even see it on the computer here. And I'm looking... All right, I'm looking now on the... on my phone. I'm looking at YouTube. So far, it looks good. The D&D man stands for delay. Nice shirt. It looks like the forecast you wish you had. Mookie? Oh, the blue sky and the white. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess it does. You have a lot of issues, Tony. Yes, today I do, Mickey. Today I do. Yeah, that guy Bill is in everything but your studio. Bill? Bill who? Brendan Burt is watching. Hello, Brendan Burt. Yeah, see, it looks good on my phone. Is it still choppy to you guys too? Jackie looks like he's sleeping half the time. He's probably not coming in because he's still taking a napo. Brendan Burt, you should see if anybody knows Artie Lang, because F Jackie. Yeah. Artie Lang has been in the studio when Graz had his show in here. Graz used to do his show on Thursday nights, and the club was open this particular night. So, Artie was here. So, yeah, they managed to talk Artie into stopping in the studio. Very nice man. Was I here that night? I think I was. I wasn't in the studio, but I think I was here. And, yes, F Jackie, like Brendan said. We were even going to, Don and I are working on our movie. We have a whole bunch of shoot dates planned. We were going to offer a part to Jackie and Peter. We're not doing that now. Which, I'm sure they're not losing any sleep over, but still. Oh, all right, so it's not so choppy now. Okay, thanks, Brendan. All right, John Rusiello is calling. Hello, sir.
Good morning. I'm sorry I called you on your cell phone. I should have called you on the studio.
It's all right.
But I was listening to your conversation about Jack and the Joke Man and guys to do the right thing. You're 100% correct. Only because Tony Walker always does the right thing. Not blowing smoke up your ass. Okay, I know you for a while now. You always do the right thing. And people, especially in your business, don't do the right thing. It's a cutthroat. What I've seen the last year and a half that I've been, interested in podcasts and comedians and stuff. It's a cutthroat business, and Tony Walker is not in that category. You always do the right thing. So people that do the right thing, in my experience, get screwed.
Yeah.
And that always happens. No matter what, business you're in, no matter what, friends, there's no friends. My father used to have a great saying, God rest his soul. The only friends he had a lot of acquaintances, a lot of good guys, but the only friends he had was dead presidents.
Yeah, right.
And that was the money in his pocket.
Right, yeah.
But you don't know. You're 100% correct. And basically Jackie was always a little bit of a flake. And I know Jackie years and years ago with the Stern Show, and people that I know that was in the business always thought he was a little bit of a flake. But that's my opinion.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Anyway, you're just a good guy, Walker. And keep it up. Unfortunately, you got bad friends. I probably being one of them. But
No way. I don't believe that for a second.
oh well. And look at the bright side. We got great birthdays this week. We had Carol today. We got Ann tomorrow. Boy, oh boy, it's going to be a great week this week.
That's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I'm sitting here complaining today, but tomorrow's going to be the exact opposite. Tomorrow's going to be fun.
Tomorrow we're going to have a lot of fun, let me tell you.
Yeah,
All right.
looking forward to it.
Don't get jealous now. Don't get jealous. Just go along with the program. All right. You're going to have a lot of people in the studio tomorrow. All right. And a lot of people are going to probably go lean toward me a little bit. So don't get jealous. All right.
We'll see how well you do handling both of them at the same time.
Oh, well, listen, I'm not the half a man I used to be, but I'll give it a college try, that's for sure.
And then on top of it, you got to deal with your buddy and Fremder too.
Oh yeah, they're both come. Well, I just spoke to my buddy today, as you very well know, and he's definitely coming.
All right,
and I hope Fender's coming. Fender, you're listening? Are you coming?
He said he was
arriving. He's coming. Oh, boy, this is going to be a great day. Wow, this is going to be a fabulous day, let me tell you. Too bad I can't come. All right, you imagine all of us in the studio?
That would be a lot of fun, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, the only decent person in that crowd is Diane. The rest of us you need an exterminator for Christ's sake.
That's the truth. No argument there.
Oh, I tell you. All right, well, listen, continue on with the show. Great. I just wanted to say that, that's what happens when you're a good guy. They dump on you.
Yeah.
All right, and you're definitely a good guy.
Thank you, pal. I appreciate it.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
I'm not going to sit here and, he's right, I'm a good guy, but I do try to do the right thing. And I do try to be supportive of, especially like John said, especially in this business. But yeah, it's not really the common. It is cutthroat, which is a shame. But I get it to a certain degree. But I do think it's important to have friends in any business and just in life, and I think it's important to do the right thing. Even though I get screwed, but yeah, I'm not going to change the way I do things. And again, I'm not saying they should be here. I'm just saying they should have at least talked to me. I think I earned that. But all right. Happy birthday, Carol. I like this picture. Look, I'm eating Buc-ee's and looks like Carol's blowing me kisses. Look at that picture. Unfortunately, Carol was going to make another trip here to New York, and we were going to get her in here, but she had more important things to do. So she was in Boston last week. Let's see. What do we got going on? Ann, no, Tony, I feel you. Life's too short. Good idea. Move on and don't bother about asking them back. There's other great people you bring in just as good. Thank you, Ann. Lots of circles going on today. Really? Still? Again, I'm not seeing it. I don't know why I wouldn't be seeing it. Man, I don't know what's happening. Fremder, when Jackie smiles, he looks like the donkey from Shrek. Oh, my goodness. Put on a happy face, says Carol. Yes. Well, when I see you, that's when I'm smiling. Brendan, very well said. I'm careful making promises because I won't break my word ever. In this biz, it's all one really has. Yeah, I'm with you. And if I am breaking a promise, I'm manning up. Like I said, I reached out to the D-Man, who was supposed to be in here. He was supposed to be in last week. We canceled on him. Supposed to be in today. I canceled on him again. I reached out to him. I did the right thing. Dan, I'm really sorry. I need to push you back another week. And I said to him, definitely not rescheduling next week. You will be on next week. And apologize up and down. Promises do get broken. That's just life. Things happen. But you do the right thing. Again, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. But I try. I definitely try. Geminis unite, says Carol. I don't know why she's saying that. I am not Gemini. You're a shit friend, John. Just kidding. That Mickey's starting trouble. Ann says, right, Tony, let it vent. We love you. Better days ahead. Thank you, Ann. I love you guys. How come I didn't get a birthday invite to come on, says Carol. And I meant to. My apologies, Carol. It did cross my mind. I swear to you, not to come on, not to do it today, to join us tomorrow on Zoom, and we can celebrate you and Ann's birthday because your birthday is today, Ann is tomorrow. If you want, I'll send you the Zoom link. I haven't sent anybody the Zoom link yet for tomorrow, so if you want, I'll include you. And Ann said she's not staying on the whole time. I don't know what John's doing. So what my plan is to send you guys the Zoom link, and you guys just come on, and I'm going to leave it open for the whole show. You guys come on whenever you want, stay as long as you want, come in and out if you want, whatever you want. So, Carol, I'll include you in that. Fremder, I lose my interest also when deep-fried shit Patel taking customer service calls in a cave in his underwear farts. What? I lose my internet. I thought it said interest. Okay. And John on the phone, indeed. Going to be a great day tomorrow. Can't wait to see everyone. Fremder, tomorrow I'm going to bring a poncho. Oh, no. You won't need that. Oh, Mickey says, John, keep your hands off Diane is mine. Wow. Fremder says, me too, Carol. I'm a Gemini. Jeff Posey is watching. Hello, Jeff. Looking forward to seeing Jeff tonight. Like I said, we're doing another shoot tonight for the next installment of Comic Sans. That'll be fun. Really excited about it. We're doing shoots every Monday for the rest of June. So we'll see what happens. All right. So we'll, so we're looking forward to that. Jackie the Jerk Man. I'm not, I'm just being honest about how I feel. I'm not, calling them names or anything. I'm just being honest about what happened and what's going on. Like I said, I love the guy, and it makes me sad. I've developed a lot of friendships here, and I consider people part of the family of this show. Him being one of them, just like you guys are. So, all right, what do we got? Chris Thomas. Fuck that guy. I had a bad feeling about him. I'm not joking. Wow. And Ann would love to see Carol. Chris. So Chris Thomas came this weekend to see Big J Okerson. And Chris, you were not the only one I heard from. Apparently the club didn't have the AC working this weekend. So it was 90, almost 90 degrees inside the club. So on behalf of the club, I'm going to say sorry. And I know they had a similar problem at the brokerage too, but it got fixed there. So hopefully whatever happened here is getting fixed. But I'm just kidding. It's beautiful Ann's day. No, Carol, please join us. I'll send you the Zoom link. Chris, so I hope you made out all right. So, but on the positive end of that, the AC didn't work, but nobody left. Nobody left because Big J Okerson kicked ass. Not Fat J. This is Big J Okerson. Great comedian, funny man. So, Chris, I hope you still enjoyed yourself the other night. I also want to thank Chris. We're doing our shoot tonight, and we're doing a scene that involves a baseball bat. And I went on Facebook, said, anybody got bats for me? And Chris Thomas, as always, offered me a bat. I ended up getting one from Mark Hirschman, actually. But thank you, Chris. Chris is just the best. Chris, if you're around tomorrow, come join us as well. Me, Diane will be here. Mike Kaplan, Andrew Fremder will be here. And Chris, if you're around, we'd love to have you join us, and I'm sure Diane would appreciate another female being in the room. The joke man don't cometh when he saith, no fuckish. So fuckish. Jackie has commitment issues, says Carol Fremder. In the event that you guys start talking about Springsteen tomorrow, if I have to sit next to Mike, I'm going to wear a chastity belt so I don't get poked accidentally. Yes, you will be sitting next to Mike, because on Tuesdays, this is Diane's seat. So you and Mike will be on the other end there. So, yes, beware. And I will mention Springsteen throughout the show. I'll just randomly yell, Springsteen, just to see what Mike does to you. Don't hold back, Fremder. Go get Kaplan. Yes. Let's, well, we're not out to get Kaplan tomorrow, but but it is fun teasing him. But tomorrow is all about Ann and Carol and Tuesday trivia. Okay. So, all right, so moving on. Let's do some other stuff here. I got to talk to Peter Schwartz. For all you baseball fans out there, ESPN, and I think Fox does it too, they do this thing, and actually Mark Hirschman posted about it yesterday, but I do agree with him, and I've always hated it. They do this thing, ESPN, Fox, during a baseball game. It's a major league game, game of the week or whatever they're doing. It's a game. And they mic up. First off, I hate how they talk to the managers during the game. So your pitcher had a rough few innings there, and you're losing 6-0. How do you feel? How the fuck do you think the guy feels? But then they go one step further, though, with this. They make it worse. They actually mic up the players while they're on the field. How's it feel to be out there in left field with fans yelling to you? Or, hey, shortstop, what were you thinking during that? Was that a rough double play to make? Shut up. They had the Mets on there a few weeks ago, and they're talking to Francisco Lindor, who plays shortstop for the Mets, one of their best players. They're talking to him in the middle of the game. And then they bring his wife on. And they had a great exchange. It was really cool. They seemed to have a great relationship, and they're saying, how much he's saying, I have the best wife, she's the best mother. He was saying some really nice things about his wife. So that was great. But you know what? Say it before or after the game. Why are they talking to him during the game? And then, sure enough, last night they're talking to Jazz Chisholm, who's a Yankee third baseman. And while they're talking to him, he makes an error. He grabs the ball, he throws it to first base, the throw is bad. And then, of course, they're like, oh, what happened there, Jazz? What is this poor guy going to do now? So he's like, well, it stinks, but it happens. What is he supposed to say? I would have ripped the mic right off. I had heard somewhere, I don't know if this is true, that I've heard somewhere that these guys get like $10,000 just for that, to be mic'd up during the game and talk. I mean, they don't talk the whole game. They talk for one half of an inning or something, but I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it, I said. So I'm going to talk to Peter Schwartz. I want to know what he thinks. Maybe I'll tell Peter to come in tomorrow, too. I'll have him come in for Tuesday Trivia if he's around. He's got time now. All right, so what do we got? All right, here we go. In the comedy world, this weekend, Jeff Garlin was performing, not here, although he was just here a few months ago. Jeff Garlin, who you may know from Curb Your Enthusiasm, he played Jeff, the manager. He was also on The Goldbergs, which I never watched. Nothing against it. I don't know. He was doing a show last week. Where? Calabasas Country Club in Southern California. So, Jeff Garlin was doing this show. Well, scheduled to do a show. Apparently, the deal was with the Calabasas Country Club. Apparently, the deal was he gets $800 in cash before he even goes up on stage. I don't know if that's all he gets, or if that's like his deposit, or some kind of guarantee that just for showing up he gets $800. $800 cash in my hand, or I don't go up. So apparently, the Calabasas Country Club in Southern California did not have $800 in cash. They handed him a check. Jeff Garlin left the club. The crowd was pissed. I'm sure most of the people there at this place were there to see him. He's a name. When he was here, he sold out. And I think it's safe to say that most of the people here, were here to see him. How a comedy club does not have $800 cash to hand him before he goes up, that's a little strange to me. I did see some people online, kind of picking on, like, oh, does this guy really have to worry about $800? Does he really need it? Why is he being so petty? Can't believe he didn't go up on stage. My guess is that he was getting paid a lot more than $800. So he wanted $800 cash to walk up on stage. I don't have an issue with that. I was telling you guys just 2 weeks ago how I was having trouble getting paid for a job that I did. A comedy show. Maybe the guy's been screwed. Chuck Berry. I mean, no, it's not comedy, but Chuck Berry, one of the greatest, rock and roll, one of the pioneers of rock and roll. He took cash for the whole thing. He took the whole payment in cash when he arrived at the venue. And if they didn't have it, he left. Hello, my dear.
Hello, I'm calling in, if that's okay.
Of course it's okay.
No, I'm calling to second that, yes, you are a great guy, and you were raised right, and you man up. You man up. You have transparency. But I also think you maybe need to, it's not like you need to carry anger, but I'm in my age, in my 50s now, where I'm just matching people's energy. Like, you just match the energy. So, we're not thinking of you when there's a part. You're not thinking of me when there's a part. Like, we're matching energy. And I just find that I recommend that to people a lot now. Doesn't carry anger with it. I'm going to recommend you match energy. Yeah. I also recommend, fuck that guy. I had a bad feeling about him from the beginning. Well, he said something to Antoinette, and I was like, this guy's a fucking hack. Fuck that guy. I did. I asked. I'm sure I told it to someone.
He said, what? So he was in here one day when you and Antoinette were here?
I feel like he was in there, and maybe we FaceTimed in, and what's the go-to comment right away when you're being introduced to someone? What's the go-to joke with Antoinette? Give me a fucking break. So
right.
I was like, this guy's a hack, and it's inappropriate. We don't talk about, it was just out of the gate, easy, it was just a dick move. And I was like, this guy's got how many years experience, and this is what he goes to. And I was so turned off at that moment. It was like I put on glasses, crystal clear.
Did you?
I've said it to other people. I didn't say it to you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't recall hearing that. Were you a fan when he was on Stern?
So I was not a fan. I never went and saw him. I never paid my $35 to see him. If that's a good litmus test for me.
Right.
I listened to Stern years ago. I listen here and there now, but I was a K-Rock person, and I wouldn't say I was a fan. It was I had remember hearing falling out, but not everybody. I hate to say raised right, because in your older age, even if you weren't raised right, you have responsibility for your own, how you behave, how you interact, and like you said, things come up. We have to explore opportunities. Like business is business, friendship is friendship, which is transparency costs nothing. Like good communication is a free gig, and like you can talk to people, and
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah. So fuck that guy. Also, match energy. That's my memo of today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's why I was kind of second guessing myself a little bit, because it's not like we had official this time around. It's not like we had official meetings or anything. It was just brought up quickly by Peter that they were thinking about bringing it here. But then I just felt the fact that I took the show and I was posting it from our YouTube channel, I just felt that kind of just upped the ante a little bit, and so I did. I just felt I deserved the phone call. And again, if they said,
and if he said to you, like, I got an offer I couldn't refuse, we're going to go in this direction, you'd probably have a lot more. So I'm sure you'd be disappointed it didn't go, but you'd have a lot more,
right. And I would have been okay with it. I know Donna very well. They took the show to Donna Drake's studio. I know Donna well. Great. I've never sat here saying that these other studios shouldn't be around and we're at war with them. If anything, I've helped push Paradise Studios a little bit. Bobby Lassara, who runs that place, I love that guy. He's one of the nicest guys going. And he does a super job over there. Donna Drake, who's given me some opportunities and has, done some favors for me, runs an amazing studio over there. She once gave my son a job. She's great. To me, there's room for all of us, and we should all be supporting each other. But so that's not the issue. I just, I was just surprised.
Unfortunately, not. You would hope that the world behaves up to your standards, and sadly, you find out that's not the case.
Yeah.
But again, you're just going to go forward, matching energy, and you're just going to. It speaks so much of him and not of you in your show.
So when you say that that he went for the obvious with Antoinette,
he made some tit joke like right out of the gate.
right? But now you're talking about matching energies, and if you and I match energies, that's a very good thing for me. So am I going for the easy? Am I being hacky right now?
What? No, you're not being hacky.
Oh, all right, good.
No, but imagine being introduced to someone.
Right.
Like if I was like, "Oh, this is my friend," whatever. You were introducing her to him as your friend, and he like, what the fuck? Like, that's an insane behavior for an adult male. Like, and again, if you're like a great comic, come on. You think like Colin Quinn's going for that, or someone with an ounce of intelligence or wit, genuine humor? No.
You don't think
it's
that's
tacky.
But you don't think it's a good icebreaker? Like when you meet somebody, it kind of like opens it up, and you're able to have some
comments on their body? No.
Okay.
Unless they're like, I mean, I guess if they were like, you know what? No, I think it's like easy, first of all.
Yeah.
And I think it's hacky. Like, use your intelligence, especially if you're being introduced to them. She's not sitting front row at a show.
Yeah.
This isn't a show. This is like a friend introducing another friend.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't say like, hey, you got one foot on the grave and one in a banana peel. I could have, but I did not. See, because that's an easy. I could comment that you're older than right, but I didn't. Because I was raised right. So.
Yeah. Oh, no, you were definitely raised right, without a doubt. You being, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I've told you this a million times. You're one of the classiest people I've ever known, and it's true.
I'll tell you a story off the air about that.
Oh.
It wasn't that. Oh, I went to the Hicksville High School thing, and it was nice to see the kid did not show up again, but
yeah.
But on a separate note, it was nice to see some people like Teddy. I know you know Teddy. Christine Pagano was there. Glenn Kingsley. So it was nice to see like their kids are graduating now.
Oh, very nice.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy, but something brought us back. Like, just let us know what reminded me of how the Thomases, where we came from.
Sure.
But that's fine. I'd like to think I grew. Like, we've evolved. We've grown up. we've taken advantage of our situation. But fuck those people. You just gotta move on. It's their loss. Their loss, Tony Walker. I assure you. Their loss. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
I will say, I would like to say, if 88 degrees or not, it was a great show Friday. I think the Saturday show was cooler as far as temperature, but my husband and I had a great time at the Jay Okerson show, and it was cute to see his ex, Carla open up for him.
Oh, did she? She opened up?
He did. Yeah. Great.
I did not know that. Wow. They're divorced. They have a kid together, but they seem to be on okay terms, which is good because you have a kid, so you have to be on good terms. And they're both great comedians. They're both great.
Very good.
Yeah, she was on Hershey and the Keegs this past Tuesday, where she took a beating. They ganged up on her and beat the shit out of her.
What?
Oh yeah.
She looks great too.
She does. She's lost a lot of weight. She's beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah.
So good show, and we're looking forward to. There's some good. Listen, I'm not here to plug. You know me. I'm not going to plug bullshit or. I just love being in the comedy. But but there's some really good shows coming up.
Yeah, they have.
You should get on there. Open up. I'm going to Colin Quinn. I already bought tickets for. And
Colin Jost.
David Tell's coming. I'm sorry, that's who I'm going for. Colin Jost. Colin Quinn's not coming. Colin Jost, I bought those. Emerson's a big fan. So
nice.
If he gets on a podcast that day, we're coming down.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think I'll definitely try for that.
You should.
There's.
He went to the same high school as Greg Giraldo, by the way.
Oh, good to know. I didn't know that.
That's the all boys Catholic school. Very hard to get into. Speaks of it's all boys. You can't pay to go there. I actually toured it with Joseph, and I brought up Greg Giraldo to the president, and he was actually. My son didn't get in. I don't know why. But and then David Tell's coming.
Right, David
Michael
Tell.
Rappaport.
Yeah. What's the guy from Seinfeld is coming? Oh shit.
Oh, I saw that. And someone else Joe likes. They're playing out in the Hamptons. Do you see the Hamptons shows?
Yeah, they're doing some shows in the Hamptons with. Tom Arnold is going to be doing some of them, and Adam Ferrara is doing some of them.
Oh, there's another guy, though, Joey. He was on Last Comic Standing. I think he's trans. He's very funny, though. He does nothing about the trans, just me, my opinion, but hilarious. Great comic. Really kind of like
Joe Mackey?
Yes.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
We might go. Oh, he's playing both, actually, so we might go see. We like the Levittown vibe.
Levittown is great.
I wish they'd come out to the North Fork. We have no. I'm here right now walking shelter dogs, by the way. But
Patrick Warburton from Seinfeld. He's the guy who played Putty. He's coming in.
I saw that. He's also, by the way, fun fact. He is on the Soarin' ride in Disney. That's probably where I know him from more. he MCs the ride Soarin' in Disney, which is a great attraction.
Yeah.
You could bring that up. See. If you get him on there, you bring that up.
All right.
That's like a little tidbit.
Right.
You'll be like, you know that, right? Funny, yeah, funny. But don't let this shit bring you down. It's hard, but,
Yeah.
You never lose, Tony Walker. You either learn or you win. You learn or you win.
Oh,
you learn.
I've definitely won because I've developed some great relationships with comedians and the guys who watch, and even with you. I mean, I knew you already, but it's definitely been enhanced through this show, and I'm very grateful. I don't know if you heard me say it before, but if you're back from out east and you want to come on tomorrow, we got a bunch of people coming in, so you're more than welcome.
I heard I will still be here, but I'm keeping it in mind. I have.
Okay.
I'll be up island, back and forth, so I'll keep in touch. I always love to come on the show.
And we
Although
love
I
having
think
you.
I'm terribly boring. I feel like you have such talent on there, and then here's me coming and talking about my day-to-day nonsense.
I love when you come in, and I think you're a lot of fun. And I want to just throw out one more name at you, because if you're around on June 28th, in the Giggle Room is Megan Hanley. She is phenomenal. I think she's wonderful, and she's coming in here June 23rd. 2 weeks from today, she'll be in here with me. But yeah, she's wonderful. So I recommend it. I think you'd enjoy her.
Maybe the 28th.
Yep.
All right, if I'm up island, and I'll bring Emerson. Is she okay for Emerson? You know, I love to promote my daughter in comedy. Like, not that she does comedy, she likes to see it, and I like to show her some good comics.
But she attempted it at school. Is she that goal is gone, or is she looking to do more?
No goal. It's just an opportunity came up, and she took it, but she hasn't done anything. Neither have I. But I let it simmer there. I'm always writing stuff. But I love to expose her to different comics, and I want her to see. I love like a legal pad night, or when people are trying stuff out. So I've been trying to get. I don't want her to just know the big names. Like, it's great that we're seeing Colin Jost, but I like her to see people where you could see the progress. And the little clubs, like, that's where the real, I've been going to just a couple times, another little club in the city, and it's like to see these big names and they're just working out, hammering stuff. It's like, you see the work. You don't just see the end product on Netflix, let's say. And I just love that. So as long as she's appropriate, like, I wouldn't listen, my kid's 20, you can only imagine, but I don't want to sit next to her like that, let's say at a Jay Okerson. I didn't bring her to Jay Okerson.
Right. Oh, I agree. I can't, I can't sit and watch, a movie with nakedness and a big, giant, crazy love scene with my kids sitting there. No matter, my daughter's 26 and my son will be 25. Right. I can't do it. But no, it's
just uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. No, Megan is, I think she throws in a curse here and there, but her material is pretty even keel, and a lot of it is family. Like, she is complaining about family and stuff. So no, I think you'd love her.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So if Emerson and I are in town, we will bring her. But I just had to call and let you know, like, you're okay. You're okay.
Well,
it's them, not you.
You're more than okay, and I appreciate the call very much.
All right, I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Chris Thomas checking in. God, she is the best. I can't say enough great things about her. She's just always been there. What a great friend. Did you ever get paid? Yes, I did. Yes, I did get paid, Carol. All right, let me go back. See some more comments. Mike React. Oh, okay, I saw that. Lindor made a web gem while mic'd up recently. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. He made a great play while mic'd up, which is great, but still, leave him alone. Last Friday, based on Rosie's box, I guess we could all assume that Mrs. Fiumara is Mr. Clean. Oh. No, they're just friends. They do shows together. Stop it. Calabasas is a well-to-do community. Ah, I did not know that. But yes, Carol, I did get paid. How a comedy club doesn't check the AC before the weather starts getting hot. I don't know the story, Mickey. I don't know if it was working and it broke that day. I don't know what happened there. Chris is the best, says Carol Miner. Fuck that guy. Okay. It's like you're crying over spilt milk, Tony. Just move on. Mickey's very feisty today. I'm going to complain about him tomorrow. All right. I'm going to talk about a little bit. So I talked about Jeff Garlin. We still have some time. I'm going to talk about something I talk about often on this show, and that is one of my favorite musicians, Hicksville's own Billy Joel. So there's been a lot of talk about Billy Joel lately because the documentary about him is coming out. They had a screening last week at the Beacon Theater, but also, I think it was back in April, Christy Brinkley put out her autobiography. And, like we're saying with Jeff Garlin, like, does the guy really need $800? Shouldn't he have gone up on stage anyway? No, I agree with Jeff Garlin. Get your money. I'm sure he was getting paid more than $800 to perform at this club. But $800 is just like a show of good faith. Like, all right, if we cancel the show or for whatever reason, the fact that you showed up, boom, you get $800 just for showing up. And I agree with that. I've done shows where I'm on my way and I find out that it was canceled. I once it happened to me where I got there and I found out the show was canceled. And I'm not Jeff Garlin. I'm not going to get away with, well, you pay me anyway, I'm here. I mean, I have, I do contracts with my murder mystery. So, there is a minimum that's non-refundable. But, it's barely anything because I'm not a Jeff Garlin level. But, but no, I agree. But see, now the same thing with Christy Brinkley. Does Christy Brinkley really need the money? And I'll say that about anybody that puts out their autobiographies. Do you really need the money that bad that you're going to give away some secrets? And poor Billy Joel, I don't know, he doesn't, I can't really recall that guy really sitting around gossiping, or mudslinging. Christy Brinkley in her book, she went into detail about Billy Joel's drinking. She said sometimes there were days where he'd go out on a binge and she wouldn't even see him. For a few days, he would disappear. Nobody knew where he went. I'm not saying what he did was right, but the guy has cleaned up. I mean, it took him a while, but he did clean up. But do we really need these details? I mean, is he coming out? Maybe in this documentary, is he going to say, yeah, Christy and I split up because as gorgeous as she is, she wouldn't put out? I don't know. Bill Smitrovich just wrote me. I am set for Thursday, 11 p.m. He wrote it again, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. He wrote it again. So I guess that's what he's saying. That's when he's available, 11:30 Pacific time, which means I'll have to record the interview. That's what, 2:30 my time here? All right, that doesn't help me for a guest for this Thursday. But I'm happy to have him. He's a great actor, and I really want to talk to him. So that's cool. All right, so I'll record it. Maybe I'll make it a bonus thing for Sunday. I'll show it Sunday. But that's cool. See, that's what I'm saying. At least the guy's getting back to me, unlike some of these other people. So yeah. So she, why would you say that Billy Joel is my soulmate? If he was single, fine, say it all you want. Maybe get back together. But he's married. Then she also talks about, which I will side with her on. She talks about, so she was married to a guy. Remember the story? After Billy, she's been married, I think, twice since Billy Joel. And her last husband was this guy named Peter Cook. This guy, Peter Cook. So Christy Brinkley is, I forget where she is. She's giving a speech somewhere. She's I don't know. I don't know if it's a high school graduation or some charity event. I forget where it is, but she's giving a speech. And at this event, a guy comes up to her and says, excuse me, Miss Brinkley, you don't know me. My name is so-and-so, but I need to inform you that your husband has been having an affair with my daughter. And I think that this daughter was like 18 or 19. And, Christy Brinkley's husband, I think, was around 50 at the time. And she was like, turns out it was true. And then, yeah, all this stuff came out that this guy was some kind of pervert. Like, he had, like, endless porn on his computer. Like, it turned out he was kind of a little bit of a freak. And they had a very nasty divorce. That I'll side with her on. That's a terrible thing, and what a way to find out. So, but I don't know. And I'm not, I don't know. I just think it's weird to put out a book with all, like, tell-all books. And a lot of people have done it, but I don't know. Do you need the money that bad? Like, Graham Nash put out his autobiography, and pretty much it destroyed his friendship with David Crosby. Those guys were, singing partners and best friends for, 40 years, 30, 40 years. Yeah, I don't know. I just never understood it. Do you guys really need the money? You can't just go do, maybe. I bet you they could, Graham Nash could do 10 more concerts a year and make the same money he would for the book. Christy Brinkley. For a woman in her 70s, she still looks pretty damn good. A little too much with the surgery, Christy, but you're still looking pretty good. All you got to do is, some more photo shoots. Or, an appearance in a movie or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just never really understood that. I believe the $800 cash is Van Halen's red M&Ms to make sure they read the contract fully. That's an excellent point, Brendan. That's exactly what it could be. When you are very literally the uptown girl, chances are you don't need the bread. Right. Who even gives a shit about Christy Brinkley, says Andrew Fremder. I bet people do. I bet people do. All right. So we have 10 minutes left. I brought some pictures with me today. I mentioned last week on the show, and I forget who I was talking to. It was either last week or the week before. But somehow it came up in conversation where I mentioned that one time I was driving out to Ohio. My first wife had family in Ohio, and we used to drive out there regularly to go see the family. She had a lot of cousins around our age, and they were great people. So we used to go out there and have some fun. And we used to drive. We used to take I-80 all the way. Freaking boring as hell. Pennsylvania, there's nothing to look at. There's nothing going on. No, not even lights. So, yeah, boring ride. But we did it probably anywhere from 8 to 9 hours it would take. But back in 1991, before selfies and before cell phones, and where now you'd probably get arrested for this, we went out there for a wedding. And we had our camera. We brought a bunch of rolls of film, like you used to have to do back in the day. And we took pictures at the wedding. And I had, I think, 2 rolls of film left over that I didn't use. So we're driving back. And my first wife, she used to love to drive. So she was driving. And I think she drove most of this particular trip. Her brother was in the back, and I was in the front. And I had the extra roll of film. So I decided to take pictures of various people as we passed them on I-80. Again, these days I'd probably get arrested for it, probably get in some kind of trouble. I'd be called a creep or something. So this time, 1991, I was 21. We weren't married yet, but we started dating when I was 19. So yeah, so I was kind of, we were already, 2 years in. It was already a serious relationship. So the family, had welcomed me in. So yeah, so we're driving back, and I just started taking some pictures of various cars as we were passing them. I remember I would hold the camera, and I would wave as I'm taking the picture. So I'm not going to bore you with a ton of pictures. There's just a handful here. So let's see. So here's the first one. I actually enjoy this one because you see the guy, he's laughing his ass off. He thought this was really funny. So I like that one. This next one I thought was really cool. I still do it, but they're considered so creepy that I don't do it anymore. Plus, I don't know if they still make them, but I was a big fan of custom vans. I used to have one. I used to just love them because you could pile in a bunch of people and you can have a fun time as you're driving. And back then, custom van, again, back then, this is before cell phones and tablets. So cell phones, so custom vans used to have a TV, a cool stereo, a lot of room. Or if you are going for a long drive, some of them had a bed in the back so you can sleep overnight as you're driving. So this particular van I thought was really cool. It's some kind of shootout Western type thing going on there. So I took a picture of that. This next one, whoa, who's driving? It's a ghost. This is a car being it was hooked up to a trailer. Let's see this one. Oh, this one I just like the guy's expression on his face, like, what in the world is this? So I just got a kick out of that. This one, too. This guy was into it. Gave us a big wave. Oh, this one. If you're out there somewhere, this guy pulled out his camera and took a picture of us. So if you're out there and you remember taking a picture of some guy taking your picture on Route 8, I-80 in Pennsylvania sometime in 1991, let me know. I'd love to see the picture. This next one is kind of funny. It's a woman driving a minivan. I'm assuming she had kids in the van, which is why she was very discreet with what she was doing. You need me to zoom in on that? There's a middle finger going on there. I love that. I love that. Now, this next one, this next one's kind of dirty also, although I can't, no matter how much I get a close, zoom in on, I can't really tell exactly what's happening. But this guy, now to me, the naked eye when I was there and taking the picture, we passed this truck a few times. And the first time I took his picture and he thought it was funny, he waved. This was like the third or fourth time that we were passing him. And as you can see, he's holding up a picture, and I'm zooming in. It's really hard to, I don't think, it looks obvious to me that it's a woman with big boobies, but I don't think she's naked. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on in that picture, but he seemed very eager to show me that picture. He was very proud of himself, this truck driver. So I zoom in more? Yeah, it just gets a little, oh, actually, is she diddling her bean? She might be, huh? And it looks like might be a Polaroid or a picture that he actually took. It doesn't look like a professional thing. It gets blurry the more you zoom in, but it does kind of look like there's a little self-pleasure going on in that picture. So that's that. I just thought I'd share those with you. I always enjoyed those pictures. I thought they were funny. So, all right. All right. No new comments. All right. All right. So, Chris had mentioned when she was on the phone, I wanted to just explain a couple of things. She was talking about being in Hicksville the other night. Hicksville High School had their award ceremony the other night for like scholarships and whatnot. And Chris Thomas, I've told you a million times, Chris Thomas's her brother Brian was one of my closest friends. He passed away suddenly in 2014. Yeah, he wasn't sick. There was nothing going on. It was like an aneurysm type of thing. So yeah, we had no idea anything was wrong. He didn't know, and he just suddenly dropped. He's 45 years old, and terribly missed. Now Brian was not the best of students, but not because he didn't try. I mean, Brian, like me, I think we got along so well because we were both a couple of goofballs. But but Brian tried. He tried hard to do well in school. Definitely tried a lot harder than I did. Brian had, I don't know exactly what the issues were, but he definitely had some learning disabilities. So he would spend some of the day in some type of special ed setting. Not the full day, but I think half day or something. So, and he was just a lovable guy. I mean, you hear people say it all the time. Oh, there was nobody like him, nobody like her, nobody like this. There truly was nobody like Brian Thomas. And you can ask anybody that knew him, and they'll tell you that. And even he was a policeman. He was a guard at the Nassau County Jail. And even there, I know, because he tried to advance. He tried to get promotions. And I knew, that was hard for him, too, because there was paperwork involved and some schooling involved. And he struggled. And he did. He did advance a little bit at the jail, but it was a struggle for him. So after he died, so Brian and Chris, they're I think there's a total of 7 siblings, if I have that right, 6 or 7. So after Brian passed, Chris and some of the siblings got together and decided to do a scholarship every year at Hicksville High School for the average kid, not the ones with the exceptional grades and the ones that do all these amazing things. The kids that tried, but couldn't really get there. And I personally thought this was such a great idea. And so that's what she was talking about on the phone. She mentioned it quickly that she went to Hicksville the other night, and she said the kid that they were awarding it to didn't show up, unfortunately. But then she mentioned, that she saw some old friends from Hicksville, and it was nice. She mentioned the Hicksville upbringing that we both had, which may or may not be why we're trying to do the right thing with people in our relationships in life. But so this past Friday night as well, I was in Hicksville as well other than living there. Knock'em Dead Comedy did a show in Hicksville, the Knights of Columbus. Now, we've done the Hicksville Knights of Columbus before. We always have a great time there. That's why they keep bringing us back. This is like our 6th or 7th time there. But this was the first time that we did this particular show there. This was a family reunion with a luau theme, comedic murder mystery, audience interactive. It was very. This had never really happened before. I do a show in Hicksville. I'm bound to know somebody in the audience, and when we've played there, I usually know maybe 2 or 3 people. This time, between building a rapport with the audience, because we've been there so much, and I had a good amount of people show up that I know or you knew growing up, it was quite a night. It was a lot of fun. Some friends I hadn't seen in a long time, some friends that I have seen, some friends I don't get to see enough. So it turned out to be a very special night, and we had a great time. And they just loved it. We were locked in, man. We had a night where we could say hello, and people are laughing their asses off. It was just a great night. So thank you, Knights of Columbus. And I'm just going to show you a couple of pictures, really 4 pictures. So here, this first picture, Greg Halverson, who has been in here many times. You guys know him. He played a woman named Anita. And there he is with an audience member, making friends. There he is again, dancing with Lauren Biazzo, who was also in here maybe a month or 2 ago. I talk about close friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Oh, sorry, I didn't even show you the picture of Lauren. Okay, there it is. There's Greg with Lauren Biazzo. They were hilarious. Everybody was just did a super job. This next photo is, like I said, there were a lot of old friends there. This is an old childhood friend. Her name is Maria Moon. Anybody watching from Hicksville that went to Hicksville when I did, you know her. I don't remember a time where I didn't know Maria. I mean, we've known each other since like preschool or something. She lived right down the block. She was just great. It was good to see her. And if you see, I'm wearing 2 name tags. I took one from an audience member. It's a family reunion. We tell the audience, you guys are part of the family too. So we give out name tags and we tell them they can get creative with their name tag if they want. They can write whatever they want. One audience member, she wrote on her name tag Tony Walker. So I took it and I was using it. There's a shot of us as we're saying goodnight. Just about taking a bow. And then this last shot is a cast shot. There's Lauren there. There's Greg in his dress. There I am with my flamingo hat. And right in the middle, in his black suit, is Matt Nappo from Coffee with the Dog. Matt has done a handful of shows with us. And he jumped in on a month's notice to do this role because one of our actors had bailed. So, so Matt Nappo came in and did a nice job. And we appreciate his time. So, just thought I'd share that with you. All right. So with that, we're out of here. Once again, tomorrow's the big day. Me and Diane with Michael Kaplan, Andrew Fremder, and zooming in, the birthday girl, Ann Rothney. Her boyfriend, Romeo Rusiello, will be joining us, and hopefully Carol Miner as well. And then also, hopefully joining us in the studio will be Chris Thomas as well if she's around. So join us tomorrow. Coffee with the Dog at 9. Knock'em Dead Comedy at 11. Hershey and the Keegs tomorrow night. They do have a guest, and I forget who the guest is. My apologies. But their show is great, so check it out. And I left off tonight at 6:30, Steve Squared. So I'll be here for that. Once again, tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Yeah, lots of great shows here. Thanks for all the support. Don't forget Governor's Comedy Clubs right here in Levittown, the main stage and the Giggle Room, the Brokerage in Belmore, and McGuire's out in Bohemia. Some of the comedians you'll see on the Governor's stage this weekend: Ben Bankus, Thursday and Friday; Anthony Rodia, Friday and the Late Show Friday and 2 shows on Saturday; Tracy Carnazzo, Friday in the Giggle Room; Chris Barnes at the Brokerage Friday and Saturday; and Jackie the Joke Man out at McGuire's on Saturday. So there you go. Go to govs.com, make your reservation to some great comedy shows. And don't forget Knock 'em Dead Comedy. Our next show that's open to the public is at Cafe Spiga, which is out east on Long Island. We'll be doing our Redneck Wedding Show, which is always a lot of fun. Greg Halverson will be in that one again. And Tyler, I believe, is going to be in that one. So that'll be good. Knock'emDeadComedy.com. Check out our schedule and information on us and info on where you can and how you can hire us for your event. So, all right. We're out of here. Thanks for hanging with me today. Again, our apologies to the D-Man. Definitely coming in next Monday no matter what. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'll see you tonight at 6:30 with Steve Squared. Thanks for hanging with me today, everybody. Making it fun. Thanks. Bye.